Hey guys, welcome back. Today I'm going to talk to you about how to grow your own sweet potato slips. So I have some behind me in the window right here. They look very strange. There's nothing stranger than a gardener's windowsill. I'm convinced of it. Like when I go to other friends' houses that have gardens, there's some weird stuff happening in their windowsills. But anyway, so I have a sweet potato in my window here, and I'm going to bring that up close to you and I'm going to show you what it looks like. And I actually have some in different stages so that I could show you the process. So first though, let's talk about the fact of what is a sweet potato slip and what do you need it for. So whenever you're growing sweet potatoes and you want to plant out like a sweet potato plant, which is actually called a sweet potato slip, into the ground, and then that will produce sweet potatoes under the ground for you. Okay, it'll vine out, it's very pretty. But you start out with little sweet potato plants that we call sweet potato slips. And so you do not grow those from seed, you grow those from like a sprout sort of out of your sweet potatoes, okay? And so in order to have your own sweet potatoes slips to plant every year, what needs to happen is you start out with saving some of your sweet potatoes, like I have right here. These are from my harvest from 2022 in like late August or September. So some of these sweet potatoes held over until now, and I took those and I am growing sweet potato slips from them. Okay, you can also do this with store-bought sweet potatoes. I would advise that you buy organic sweet potatoes, or you go to like a local farmer or something of that nature. Sweet potatoes are out of season right now, so that would probably be hard to find them at a local farmer's market. But you can buy some organic sweet potatoes if this is your first year and you don't have any from your garden to do this with. So your first thing you're going to need is sweet potato. The next thing that you're going to need is some type of a jar, and we're going to fill that up with water. And then you're also going to need some toothpicks. Okay, and this is going to hold the sweet potato in the jar so it doesn't fall all the way down into the water. And let's talk about when to start this process. Growing sweet potato slips takes quite a while because the process is going to take about 4 to 6 weeks just for these little sprouts to begin to grow out of the sweet potato. And then we're actually going to be clipping those sprouts, and then I have to put those in water and let them root out before planting. So you're going to want to begin this sweet potato slip growing process 8 to 12 weeks before you plan on planting sweet potato slips. For me, I can plant my sweet potato slips as early as May 1st. I usually wait till May 15th. I'm in Grow Zone 7, East Tennessee. And that is because sweet potatoes are a tropical plant and they really like very warm temperatures to thrive and really get going. So I do not want to plant out my sweet potatoes slips before May, mid-May. I want it to be very warm depending on what area you're in. If you're in like Grow Zone 6, you're probably not going to put sweet potatoes in the ground till maybe late May or early June. If you're in Grow Zone 8, you could already have started this probably a month ago or longer, and you could be planting yours out probably mid-April. So just depending on where you are, that's going to depend. So you need to find out when, look up like maybe the Old Farmer's Almanac and look and see what its suggestion is for your grow zone. You can do that with your zip code or your city or town name. You can find out when the Old Farmer's Almanac recommends that you plant sweet potatoes. Take that date, count backwards 8 to 12 weeks. I would suggest 12 weeks if you have enough time. 8 to 12 weeks, and that is when you're going to start this process. Okay, I started this a few weeks ago, maybe about a week and a half ago, and I don't even plan on using these until May, and it's only the 1st of March right now. Okay, so I've told you what you need. I've told you when you're going to need to start this process. So let me just show you really quick what the process is. Okay, so you're going to start out with a sweet potato, and I'll show you one that I actually just a new one that I just started. And this is just a sweet potato, and you're going to want to put the fattest end of the sweet potato in the water. So you're going to fill your jar with water, and then you are going to poke these little toothpicks in here. You can see that where it's just like resting, so it doesn't go all the way down in the water. But you do want a bit of the sweet potato to be submerged in the water, and from the bottom here we're going to have roots that will begin to grow. The roots will begin to grow, and then you will see sprouts start to sprout out of the top of it, okay? So that is the process. Take your jar, fill it halfway with water, get your sweet potato, see how it's going to fit into your jar, add some toothpicks around it to hold it up. And the reason why I say halfway is because this is not all the way full, but once your sweet potato goes in it, the water line is going to fill up a little bit. I'm going to put that in there, and then you're just going to sit it in a warm, sunny windowsill and just let it be. And you're going to change out your water once a week just so it don't get gross and stinky and all of that. And that is what you're going to do. You're just going to sit it in your windowsill and let it be. And within a week or two, you're going to start to see some roots form. Now I've had one that's almost 2 weeks old. I'm going to show you what this one looks like. This was a very fat sweet potato, so I have it in a really big jar here. But you can see lots of roots happening here, and we have these sprouts. These sprouts are going to grow into like nice little individual little pieces here of the plant. I'm going to wait till they get about this long, and then that is when I will clip them down here, and I will take the individual little pieces. I'll take those and I will root those in water and allow those to grow roots themselves. Each little plant will grow its own root, and then that's when it will be ready to plant. So this is about 2 weeks in. We're getting there. We got probably, and we have some smaller little eyes there, if you can see those. Okay, and as you clip off some of these larger ones, you can just keep this in water, keep changing out your water, and it will continue to form new sprouts. And so from this one really large potato, I could easily get 20 or 30 sweet potato plants, okay? And so that is what it looks like. And like I said, once you cut the plants off, they'll be about this long, and then you will just sit them down in some water. Just add a little bit of water here to them, and you could add some root hormone into this if you would like, and you'll sit that in the window and they will grow roots, and you'll let that continue to root and grow until it is time to plant your sweet potatoes outside. So that is all that there is to growing your own sweet potato slips. This is much more economical, much cheaper to do this than it is to have to buy sweet potato slips. And in our area, it can be very hard to even find sweet potato slips, like trays of them in the store. I had to like stalk all of the big box stores to even find some last year. The reason why I bought them had to buy them last year is because I forgot to do this, because it does take so long in advance to do. I learned my lesson, and I set a reminder on my phone. Back in February, I had a reminder that went off, and it was like, start sweet potato slips. And I was like, yes, I don't want to forget that, because it was very inefficient and very expensive for me to buy. I usually start around 48 to 60 sweet potato slips. Very expensive in the long run when you're buying that many, and each tray of 6 is like $3 or $4 or more, versus I can buy a whole bag of organic sweet potatoes for $5, and I could have 50 or 60 of these sweet potato slips grown easy peasy for $5. So way cheaper, way cheaper. And then once you grow your own sweet potatoes, just remember to keep some back. Don't eat all of them. Put them in a dark, cool place where they'll store well. And then you'll always have your own sweet potatoes to grow new sweet potato slips from, and you will not ever have to buy sweet potato slips from the store ever again. I hope this little tip has helped you. Give it a try. Let me know if it works out for you. And you can also do the same method except for instead of putting it in a jar of water, you can actually just lay your sweet potato in, just barely like put it in like soil. Say you have a pot or a tray of soil, you can lay your potatoes sideways in it. Just kind of push the sweet potato down into the soil a little bit, but you want most of the potato exposed. Make sure that soil stays nice and moist, but not soaking wet. You don't want to make it rot. Put it in a sunny location, and it will also grow sweet potato slips for you. The reason why I am not doing that is because we have cats, and our cats love to make a big mess with anything that has dirt in it. So I opted to just do the water method instead. All right, guys, have a good day.